Hello friends, today I am going to explain you logic families. Basically, there are different types of logic family which are used to fabricate the integrated circuit. Integrated circuit means ICs. Here figure shows the different types of ICs. So, these are the different types of ICs which are fabricated by using the different logic families which I am going to explain by using the next slides. So let us start with the types of logic families. So logic families broadly divide into two types, bipolar logics and unipolar. Okay, bipolar logic families also divide into two types, saturated and non-saturated. Again, the saturated type of logic families can be divided into the different types. So, which components are used to fabricate the ICs? Depending on that, there are different types of saturated logic families. For example, RTL. That means in this logic families, resistor transistors are used to fabricate the ICs. Hence, it is known as RTL, that is resistor transistor logic. DTL, that means diode transistor logic. In these logic families, diodes are and transistors are used to fabricate the different types of ICs. Next, you have DCTL, direct coupled transistor logic. Next, we have integrated injection logic, HTL, high threshold logic, and TTL, that is transistor logic. So these are the different types of saturated logic families. Now let us move towards the non-saturated transistor. That means again the non-saturated logic families are divided into two different types, that is Schottky TTL and ECL. Schottky transistor logic and emitter coupled logic. So these are the logic families which are developed under bipolar technology. Now let us move toward the next or second type of logic family, and that is what, unipolar. So unipolar logic family is basically divided into three types, PMOS, NMOS and CMOS. MOS means metal oxide semiconductor devices. Okay. C means complementary metal oxide semiconductor devices. CMOS basically used in different types of CPUs or microprocessor. Okay. Now let us move towards the next topic, that is types of logic family based on circuit complexity. That is what, different types of ICs are classified according to the number of components or gates which are used to fabricate them. For example, let us start with the first type, that is known as small scale integration, SSI. So these logic families or IC technology uses the components which are less than 10, hence it is known as small scale. Okay, second type is medium scale integration, MSI. So these ICs has the components which are less than 100. Okay, next we have large scale integration, that is LSI. Okay, here the number of components which are fabricated on a single silicon chip are greater than 100 components. Okay, hence it is known as large scale because here the components are greater than 100. Okay, and finally we have VLSI, that is very large scale integration logic, which has the components which are greater than thousands, 1000. So basically the previous microprocessor uses very scale integration technique for their fabrication purpose. So according to the number of components, the logic families or the ICs can be divided into these four categories. Now let us move toward the next topic, that is what, characteristics of logic gates. So let us start with the first characteristic, and that is what, fan out. What is mean by fan out? Fan out means maximum number of standard load a gate can drive without disparity. Okay, this is what the fan out, that is maximum number of output that gate can drive without any disparity. Okay, now the second one is power dissipation. So power dissipation means what? It is a power requirement for the operation of gate, and it is always expressed in milliwatt, the power required for the operation of gate. Okay, now let us move towards the next definition, and that is noise immunity. What do you mean by noise immunity? The ability of logic circuit to tolerate the noise without causing any unwanted change in the output. Okay, so if the noise is present and if that gate has the capability to oppose that noise without changing in the output, this property is known as noise immunity and noise margin. This is the next characteristics. What is meant by noise margin? A quantitative measure of noise immunity means what? It is a unit of noise immunity which is used to measure the noise immunity. This is known as noise margin. Now let us move towards the next characteristics, that is propagation delay. What do you mean by propagation delay? It is a time taken by a signal to propagate from input to output when signal change occur. So let us understand this concept with the help of this figure. Okay, so see here, to understand the concept of propagation delay, I am going to elaborate these two figures here. This figure shows inverter, that is NOT gate. And what is meant by propagation in NOT gate? Let us consider this figure for understanding purpose. You know that when input is low, output is high, and when input is high, output is low. This is the operating mechanism of NOT gate. Now let us consider this figure. When input is low, that means when input is applied to this NOT gate is low, which is shown here, then output is high. Okay, now this input is low and it will be changes from this point to this point. When this change occurred, the output must be immediately changed, but in this case, see, when input is low, output is high, but it remains high, okay, up to this point. Okay, so this is what propagation delay, this is what delay. Now actually the input, when input is low, okay, at this place the output must be changed at this point, but this not happen. The output will be changed at this point. Okay, so this shows the delay. Now let us consider this case. Now in this case, what happened? The input will change from high state to low state. Okay, but when input is changes, immediately output does not change. Output starts the change after the 50% of input change. Okay, so this gives you the delay. Okay, that means what? When input changes, immediately output doesn't change. It can be changed after 50% of input, and that delay is known as propagation delay. Okay, now the same case is explained here, but in this case we have to consider AND gate. Here one input is connected to VCC and one input kept floating, and here we have the output. So let us consider the input, this input. Okay, now what happen? When input is low, output also low. Okay, but in this case input is changes from low to high, but when input starts the changes, output doesn't change immediately. It will be changed after some time. So this shows the delay, and that delay is known as propagation delay. Same thing is happened here. Here see, the output changes from high to low. When input changes from high to low. When input changes from high to low, immediately output doesn't change. It will be changed after 50% of input change. So this change is known as propagation delay. So in short, propagation delay means what? There is a delay to change the output when the input changes from up to the 50%. percent. This is known as propagation delay. Now let us see the comparison of TTL, CMOS and ECL. Okay, so to compare these three technologies, what is meant by TTL? This is a fabrication technology of IC, and that is known as transistor logic, complementary metal oxide semiconductor, and emitter coupled logic. So these three logic used for the fabrication of ICs. Now I am going to explain you the comparison between these three. So I am going to explain this comparison with the help of different parameters which are shown here. Okay, so let us start the comparison with the first parameter, and that is what component use. In TTL, transistor and diode and resistors are used. In CMOS, MOSFETs are used, and ECL, resistor and transistors are used. Fan out, I already explained you what do you mean by fan out. So fan out parameter is moderate in TTL, in CMOS it is highest, and in ECL it is high. I just explain you propagation delay, so it must be less for the proper functioning of any kind of gate. So propagation delay in TTL is 10 nanosecond, in CMOS is 70 nanosecond, and ECL is 2 nanosecond. Okay. Now noise margin. Noise margin is what? It is a unit of noise immunity. So noise margin in TTL is moderate level, in CMOS it is high, and ECL it is low. This is what power dissipation per gate. I just explain you what do you mean by power dissipation. Power dissipation is the power utilized by the gate. So in a TTL, power dissipation is 10 milliwatt, in CMOS it's 0.1 milliwatt, and it is in ECL is in 40 to 50 milliwatt. Speed powered product, it is given by these three. So these are the circuit complexity. TTL is complex, is moderately complex, and it is complex. Which one? ECL. Basic gates. So basic gates means NAND gates are can be use TTL, CMOS, NAND and NOR, and ECL or and NOR. So these are what the basic gates which are fabricated by using these three technologies. What are the application of this technology is explained in the last parameter. So in case of TTL, TTL ICs are used in lab and demonstration equipment, whereas CMOS ICs are used in portable equipments as they consume less power, and ECL are high speed switching application due to high speed. They are used in high speed switching application. So this is what comparison of TTL, CMOS and ECL. Thank you very much.